So in this video, I'm helping out an already successful business owner with their content so they can begin attracting and nurturing future leads for a high ticket product. This entire process that I'm going through is what I do with every single one of my clients, and I thought it'd be very, very useful for any of you guys watching who may be struggling with their content and getting clients from that right now. So without any further ado, I hope you guys enjoy and get a lot of value from it. We ourselves in our current, we don't exist right now. There's only two things that exist. There are there's the old version. Oops, let's make this skinnier. There's the old version and then there's the new version. Okay. The old version, these are prospects. The new versions, this is this is us. Okay. In our content, we need to show the new version of, you know what? We're not even going to involve ourselves in this. I lied. This is the new version, and the new version is future prospects. Okay. Does that make sense so far?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All we're gonna do is in the old version, all we're gonna do is we're gonna think who is our ideal client, right? And I'm gonna scroll down. Or in fact, I'm not gonna scroll down. I'll do this. We're gonna first define who our ideal client is, our ideal client profile. Okay. So, Summer, let's go with you. Let's use you. Let's build yours out together. Who is your most ideal client?
A business owner.
Is that it?
They don't have to be, and like a professional in whatever they're doing, but it's easier to just go a business owner, I think.
Okay. So if you could okay, I want you to dream, go into dreamland here. Do not allow the scarcity of oh, what if I want to go for everyone just in case I lose people. You want to lose people, that's the point. If you could tell me exactly, bar for bar, who is your most ideal client, who would that be? So to give you some prompts or something, here's what it would be for me. My most ideal client is an is an agency owner or a coach, right? Who is charging high ticket prices but doesn't understand how to generate leads using ads, content, and systems. To me, that is the most ideal client. To go further into it, they ideally they need to have at least a few customers under their belt so they know how to deliver their service and they know that their thing is useful to the market they want to go for. That person is my ideal client. You see how detailed that is? Like in the one sentence I gave, it's very detailed. So I'm gonna put the spotlight on you, Summer. You tell me without holding anything back, if you could only work with one type of person, and that one type of person was given to you in abundance, like I got 1,000 of these people and sent them to you, what would they be and what would they look like? They're business owners.
Yeah, high level business owners who have already made money so that they're not coming to me and it's a problem and I'm asking them to pay me. Um, who maybe thought money was the answer and it wasn't because they're not happy how they thought they were going to be, or they're experiencing overwhelm, a lot of overthinking, anxiety. Their mind is just very messy, their mental health isn't where it should be, for somebody whose life looks good. So it's about then making their life feel as good as it now looks because of what they've created.
Is that accurate? What I wrote here?
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. Okay. So this is the ideal client, right? Now, let's just go a little bit more specific and very clearly define what each part means. Okay. So when you say high level,
Mhm.
what is it? What do you mean by that?
Okay, so like from the people we've worked with previously, when they're like high level to me, it's somebody who, yeah, has done well, but they're also well connected. They've done a lot of inner work on themselves. Um, and I think that's like selfishly, I enjoy being friends with clients. Like I just learn from
That's fair.
them. Like that they're the kind of people I want to hang around with if they weren't, my client, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, I think that also comes in because recently I was in an environment where I was helping somebody host events and I was doing like the wellness side and she was doing the fitness side. And I was around a lot of people who this was really new to them and I was like, you know what, I don't like this. I don't want to have to like necessarily bring people up because it's making me feel really drained. So I was like, actually, from that, it made me decide I want people who are already doing well or into self improvement or into business because business, like a lot of business people are into self improvement because it's kind of the fastest way to grow. Um, yeah.
Okay. Now, when you say well connected, what do you mean?
Well connected with other people like them. I've met really cool people and stepped into cool opportunities from people who have done well and also know other people who have done well, if that makes sense. So um,
So this is like
yeah,
they are like they have a good network.
yeah,
Okay. So a good network would be like okay, so okay, yeah, I get that. They're well connected, they have a good network, they're into self-improvement, they're into business. Um, they've done the self-work already. What does that look like?
anything in the self. It can be like they've been to therapy, but it wasn't the answer. They're into wellness, it wasn't the answer. They've tried other healing modalities, but it didn't work. Or it's it tends to be that all these things have helped a little bit, but it's not quite got to the root of the problem that they're experiencing.
But they haven't given up, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. When you say done well, what does that mean specifically?
financially done well.
Okay. What does that mean though? Like for some people doing well is making 3, 4K a month, 5K a month. For other
Okay, true.
people, 100K is like poverty. What specifically does that mean?
I don't even know. At least like I feel like 10K a month would be good. I feel like they'd pay um
Pounds or dollars?
pounds. But then saying that you get people who are making good money and don't spend money. So like it's basically people who've done well, yeah, but are willing to invest into themselves. Like they recognize themselves to be the thing that has to keep growing in order for their life to grow.
Okay. So they've bought mentors and coaches with coaching before.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So we got the high level part down. Who thought money was the answer, but now they're overwhelmed and mental health doesn't match how good their life should be on the surface. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper.
Mm.
Um, let's say good their life. What does this mean? What do you mean should be?
Um, I think it's like okay, they might have everything physically that they wanted, like they travel or they're in, I don't know, they travel in business class or they have nice watches, nice cars, and the things look nice, like they somewhat enjoy them, but they're lacking clarity. They just feel like they can't enjoy the things they've actually created because their mind is now so busy with their business or whatever it might be, probably like their business. Um,
Did you say that life is busy?
yeah, like they
Okay.
just feel like they haven't got clarity, they're overwhelmed. Um, Things are getting done, but they're just not in flow how they used to be.
Okay. When you say like it used to be, what do you mean by that?
That's just wording from current clients. Like, oh, I used to feel like I was really in flow, but things aren't flowing how they used to. Or a lot of that is words that, you know, how you said, look at what old clients have said. That's the kind of things they say.
Perfect. Okay. Define what flow is.
See, for me, it would be like literally feeling like life is flowing, like the calls are flowing, I'm getting the answers, the opportunities are coming in, clients are receptive. So I'm assuming for other business owners, it's a similar feeling of like things are just like people are signing up. Like, they're getting answers to things in their business really easily. Life feels like it's flowing. Even their personal well-being feels good. I think a lot of it comes from that. That's why they then start slowing down and they don't feel like they're flowing. It's really because their old stuff, the stuff that I would then work on, is getting in the way. So it could be like old traumas, negative thinking, old belief systems that are keeping them now stuck.
Okay. So your ideal client is a business owner, is a six-figure business owner who has previously invested in themselves before, that thought money was the answer, but now they're overwhelmed and their mental health doesn't match how good their surface level life is.
Look, yeah,
Is that accurate?
yeah.
Cool. That is your ideal client. And all of your content is going to be made towards this one specific person. Okay. So if we go down to here, okay, what is it that these people want? They want their life. Let's start with the easy thing. They want their life to be in constant flow state. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Cool. Um, and then what that looks like is everything works out for them. Um, they have a healthy personal life. And please tell me, what does a healthy personal life look like?
Um, I kind of feel like for business owners, like if you're stressing your business or you're feeling overwhelmed there, it leaks into that. So I feel like it's a similar thing, like feeling like things are flowing, relationships are healthy, their physical well-being is good, they make time to actually look after themselves because every like the work that I'm going to do is remote, like they don't really need to be there for it. Um, but they're still creating time for themselves, if that makes sense. Whether that's like the gym or they go to like a weekly sound bath, I don't know. Um, yeah, but things are then flowing in that area of their life too.
So, is their personal life, do you just define that as looking after themselves? You mentioned relationships as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, they might have like kids and stuff. That's something that they might also, that's an important thing for them. Like they're more present with their kids or they're enjoying their time with their family more. Or I don't know, they actually have time now to take their partner out on a date, whatever it might be. But actually, again, just like enjoying what they've created rather than just being so busy with business that, they're not even actually enjoying anything.
Okay. So, also, by the way, guys, as I'm working through this with Summer, it'd be really good if you guys were doing the same exercise with your ideal client too, and breaking every single part down and writing down what it is that these guys truly want, and then just following the steps as I'm live doing it with Summer, so we can have like a good idea at the end of it. Um, back to this. They're so busy with business, they have no time for anything else. Okay. And what does that mean for them? It means like, does that mean relationships suffer? Like, does this feed back into the personal life stuff?
Yeah.
Cool.
And also it could go back into the business stuff of like, I was speaking to someone the other day on that came in from the ad and he was literally an ideal client, but I think he freaked out and then was like, are you AI and are you trying to sell
Yep.
something to me? Um, yeah, and I never heard back from him after I replied. But anyway, he was like, "Oh, I just completely hit pause on the business I was doing because of literally all the things we're talking about right now: overwhelm, not enjoying it, didn't have time for anything that was important to them, and now is literally building a passion project." So I think a lot of people go into business because they care. They're trying to serve people. There's something that they really love in that thing. So it means that if they've got more clarity and time and their mind is not bombarded all the time with the other business they're doing, they can actually continue doing the thing that most people in business enjoy, which is building businesses, and they can do more of that or build a business that they actually are passionate about now.
Do you think that these guys don't feel fulfilled with the watches they wear or the business class flights they go on? Do you think that stuff feels shallow and empty for them?
Yeah, they kind of, I think a lot of the time they use the word I'm lacking purpose or I don't know what my purpose is anymore. I thought it was, I wanted, I thought the answer was the money, got there, wasn't quite the answer.
Do you think if they're traveling business class, do you think that they can have purpose in the business class flight, for example?
What do
Like,
you
do you
mean?
think so? With me, for example, let's say instead of this Whoop, I had a my Cartier watch on. Like, if I like, I don't have it, but like the Cartier watch I want, that I'll get at some point. If I had that on instead, I will still feel equally as fulfilled wearing that watch as I do with this Whoop that I have right now. Do you think these guys, when they have their Cartier on or their whatever watch they want on, do they feel? Do they look at it and be like, "Ugh, like what even is the point?"
I don't think so. I feel like that's then like people who've got really deep rooted stuff going on, and maybe I'd push them over to my mom. I think this is more like I've got the nice things. I'm just not quite feeling as good as I should be considering I have everything. It's like I just want to get back on track. I want an emotional clear out. I just need like a reset, if that makes sense. Um, I don't feel like it's that deeply rooted in issues because when I look at a lot of the clients that have come in, I can't say they're overly like, I've really made everything, but I just feel completely empty. It's never really that. It's like, oh, I just want to get to the next level. I'm just feeling a bit like blocked. And I've got a few problems that keep repeating themselves. And it's like, cool, we can do this, this, and this. Clear out the old emotions. You'll be back on track, if that
What
makes
does the
sense.
next level look like for them?
They're just feeling clear again.
Okay.
Almost when you start a business, you're feeling really excited about it. So yeah, you might have a bit of doubt, but there's like a lot of hope for it, right? Then you start making the money, and now you've got loads of like responsibility, and there's more pressure around it. So it's like just to ease that pressure back off and be like, okay, you do enjoy this thing, like you're good at it. It's just I'm going to help you tidy up what's going on in the background so that you have more clarity and you're excited to wake up and do the thing again, rather than being like burdened with everything you've created.
So do you think this is like accurate? They feel clear and excited and hopeful even with the responsibilities.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, for example. There was a lady that worked on my mom with my so I did her some of her healings too. And she came in, she was doing really well. She's a property investor. And she came in thinking she needed to like move her money blocks or move the stuff she's got going on to buy more properties to be happier so that she could spend more, like actually spend money on herself. And she realized through doing the process with my mom, actually she had plenty of money. She smashed it in property and it was just blocks around spending money on herself and enjoying what she built, if that makes sense. So it wasn't necessarily about trying to actually build more. That wasn't the answer. It was just being like, oh, let me move the unworthiness. And actually, I'm worthy of enjoying what I've built, if that makes sense. So it's kind of similar to that with
Mm.
this.
So do you think do you think these guys don't feel worthy?
I don't know if using that wording to them would work because I don't think when that lady came in, that client came in, she would have known it was that until she started doing the work and be like, oh yeah, shit, I just didn't feel really that worthy of it. Like I didn't realize that was what was going on. Most of the time, I don't think the client's going to know what it is. Like we're gonna know on the back end, but
So
until
what
you
is the
move,
feeling? Like what is the feeling that they feel
they
after
just
they
feel
realize what it
stuck.
is?
Oh,
Cool.
afterwards, then it might be like that self-awareness comes in. But also that self-awareness often is lacking because they don't have the clarity of mind and that's why they're here. They're like, oh, I'm just kind of stuck with this and I'm not really moving forward and I'm waking up, I'm just feeling stressed, I'm quite overwhelmed all the time. I've got a lot going on, I've just got pressure, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Like business is doing well, but I think, yeah, that is what I'd say. Even today we were speaking to somebody and he was like, he's doing really well. Money's not really a problem at all. But he was like, I'm not dealing with the stress the way I used to, and it's just feeling like a lot, and I'm just feeling the pressure of it. Um, that was how he explained it. But again, he didn't have the like he didn't know enough other than I'm just feeling a bit like life is like it's just feeling heavy, and I can't really deal with it, and it's stressful.
Is that accurate? That's the
Yeah,
thing they don't want. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Where did it feel heavy?
I feel like it's a constant feeling because they're a business owner. Um, yeah, I don't think it's just like, oh, just when they're working. But it's like kind of that idea of like when you're a business owner, you're working 24/7. I think it's like a constant pressure.
Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. So being the type of person that handles daily pressure effortlessly, correct?
Yeah.
Nice. Got quite a few points here. Um, cool. We can go with this, right? So the new version of this business owner, because remember, their current self doesn't exist because the current self is in the process of getting the help, right? There's only two versions of this person that exists. There is the ICP version that we like nailed here.
Hmm.
This is the old version, so I'll just put into this is the old version, right? And this is the new version of them right now. So let's reverse engineer this process. What's the opposite of flow state?
Just feeling stuck.
Cool.
How I've been feeling the last 2 days with this stuff.
That's because you're identifying as the middle person,
Okay.
right? Um, okay. Nothing is work. Is this accurate? Nothing is working for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, right now they have an unhealthy personal life.
Hmm. You know, but then nothing is working. Sorry, I was just thinking to like clients that have come in before. It might not even feel that they feel completely defeated that nothing's working. They're just kind of ready now to shift and change. Um, because they're business people, they're just action takers. They often know that the answer was in like the work that my mom and I do, and they'll just kind of sign up because it's now the right time, if that makes sense. Over, oh, nothing's worked. I don't feel like it's that anymore. That was like, oh, and kind of old people I was targeting initially with the first few ads,
Mm.
but I don't feel like it's that now. I think it's more just like, oh, the opportunity is in front of me to feel this, and this, and get feel better, if that makes sense.
So
Um,
shall we change this to nothing has worked so far?
yeah, and actually, I don't know if we like ideally want to attract people who have got the mindset that nothing is working for them. No, we want people who are like, oh, things work, like it's gonna work for me. Do you know what I mean? Why would it not work for me? Like they're working with somebody who only really gets results.
Mm. So right now they're feeling stuck. Right
Yeah,
now nothing is working, but they know something will
yeah,
at some point, right?
yeah. Because they are
Cool.
action takers because they're business people.
Perfect. Um, but they right now they have an unhealthy personal life. Okay. They don't make time for the gym, and they are not present with family. They're not present in relationships. Um, are they constantly finding themselves working on the parts of the business they're not passionate about?
That's impartial. It could be, might not be, but I can't say that I've seen that.
Okay. Well, they're definitely not working on the passionate parts of the business because that's the thing that they
Probably not.
want,
They're just
right?
stressed. Yeah,
Yeah. So they're not. Would you? Is it that they're not passionate about the work anymore, or is it that they are just finding themselves working on the other parts? Which one is it?
probably more the first one.
So they're not passionate. So not passionate anymore, but they don't want to leave it, obviously, right?
No, yeah. And I don't think it's that they don't love what they do anymore. I think it's more just things are a bit heavy at the moment, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Um, Are they unsure about their purpose right now?
Yeah, it could be. I noticed that like because they're a bit wobbly in their work, they're now like, oh, I don't even know if like don't know what I'm actually doing and so on
Yep.
and so forth.
They feel they feel unclear, lackluster, not very or like just heavy with responsibilities, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Um, do they have weight in their solar plexus region?
Um, if they're very stressed, yes, they will.
Okay. Where do they feel the weight or the heaviness?
I feel like it's just like all around them. It'll be in their auric field, so it'll kind of be all around them. It's just gonna be like, oh, I just feel. If they're sensitive, yeah, they're gonna know it's like, oh, like I feel anxious and it's like right in the pit of my stomach. But if they're not that aware, they're not gonna know that.
Hmm. Okay, and they know. Do they know it's because they're not the type of person that can handle those? Do they know it's because they haven't developed enough to be that type of person? Do they know it's an identity thing?
Depends how spiritual they are or how into this stuff they are.
So your ideal client, do they know or do they not know?
I feel like if they think anything, they'll think it's like a money block over it being an identity thing, if that makes sense.
Okay. Um,
But maybe not. I feel like the ideal client is like someone who's already done well. So they're just kind of like, oh, I don't know, I'm just feeling a bit, I'm not feeling how I used to. But I
that's
know so
something you
there
need
must be
to.
some, yeah, there must be something to overcome. But what they see that as overcoming, I'm not sure.
We keep it simple like this. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah,
They
yeah.
ident they
Because
identify it
that's
as
the
a
words they
block.
use. Oh, I've got blocks and I don't know what it is.
Sick. Okay. So the person you're speaking to in all of your content, the person you're helping, is someone who feels like their life is stuck,
Hmm.
someone who feels like nothing's working right now, but it will at some point. They just don't know when, or they have a lack of clarity around when or what that will look like. It's someone who has an unhealthy personal life right now. They don't make time to go out or go to the gym because they're so busy, and they're not
Yeah,
present in their relationships. Like when they're on FaceTime with their girlfriends or their wives or their husbands or their boyfriends, it's like the partner can notice that their mind is going somewhere else, or they're on call, but they're like looking up, thinking about something, right? Um, these people aren't as passionate about their work anymore, but they also don't want to leave it because things are just heavy right now. It's just a distressed relationship with their work that they're facing right now. They're unsure about their purpose at the moment. Like they're just kind of taking it day by day, kind of coasting through life. They feel unclear. They feel not excited, lackluster, and they just feel heavy with the responsibilities they have right now.
yeah,
Their business does well on paper, like, but the weight there's just weight and heaviness around their energy, their aura, and if they're really sensitive, they can feel it in their solar plexus, right? And they think that there's a block somewhere and they just can't quite put their finger on it. Is that perfect accuracy, the person you're going for?
yeah.
Okay, great. Now, let me ask you this. What you want to show is like how do you show that your life is in constant flow state?
Right.
Hmm?
So now it's like showing that in the content. I don't even know how I'd show that.
Okay, awesome.
Um,
So would pause, time out 1 second. You
okay.
right now, are you on the left-hand side of the screen or the right-hand side of the screen?
On the right hand side.
Are you? Like,
Okay,
are
no, I
you?
feel no, okay. I feel a bit stuck because obviously I'm building this stuff out, but in terms of the clarity that they're wanting, I feel like I have that mentally. And I'm quite present. So I feel like I'm actually between the two.
But the messy middle doesn't exist. There's only
Yeah,
one or the
no.
other in this exercise,
Okay, so
right?
then I'd have to say the left because I'm not exactly
Sick. Okay,
everything
time
that I
out.
want to be.
Pause. You're on the left, but stop there. Full stop there. Right, you're
Right.
on the left now. Now, the person that's on the right hand side of the screen, what do they do when they are stuck? What are you doing right now?
Um, oh, like jumping on a call and learning.
Yeah. So you're doing the things that you're gonna be telling your prospects to do. So
Right.
you see this moment here. How can we talk about this and capture this moment and put it out there as a piece of content? That makes sense.
Okay.
So what that could look like is in a piece of content, you can literally just say, if nothing's working out for you right now and you're feeling stuck, ask yourself, when was the last time you soundboarded with someone? And this
Okay.
can be a
Oh, that's
super
like really
casual.
simple. Okay. Okay.
Business is simple, bro. Like everything is simple. We make it hard for ourselves.
Okay.
That's it, right? So this video for you could be something as easy as this. You're walking, and like remember, like what do these people want? These people want to feel clear and hopeful and excited, and they want peace and they want clarity. Okay, nature, like you know this deep down, nature is the place for clarity. If you want clarity, you go out in nature. Like everyone knows this at this point, right? So imagine if you made a video and you were sat like on a patch of grass, your phone was propped up and you're leaning against a tree, and you said something like, listen, if you're feeling stuck and nothing's really working right now, but you know at some point it will, you're just kind of unclear. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you spent some time just soundboarding with someone? Start of the video done. And you carry on speaking. One time I got stuck with not understanding how to do content in my business. And like I was sat there for so many hours just banging my head against the desk and it just wasn't clicking the way I wanted it to. Like other people said it was clicking, it just wasn't for me. And like I was feeling a bit unfulfilled in it. And then once I started soundboarding everything out with someone, it just got so simple. So if you're feeling stuck, I don't care if you need to DM me, but do this today. Go to someone you trust and just tell them and write everything down and compare how you feel afterwards to how you feel right now and let me know what happens. Done. Finish the video, post it.
Okay. Really simple.
Really simple. Okay. And what you're doing is like you like in that video alone, you've intentionally shown that you understand where they're at on the left-hand side of the screen, right? And you've shown that you've done the transformation yourself by telling them about your experience, and you've also embodied the person who gives the solution. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because for you, you've just had the aha moment where it's like, oh, it's so simple. I could do that. That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. So
We can
it's
do more
talking to
examples.
both. Yeah, I was about to say, could you give me like one more so
Yeah,
I can have like a better
100%.
idea?
Of course we can. Um, if you could, if you could make this easier for us, if you could define what is the one thing that these guys want that could be true? What's the one thing, if made true, they would see it as a success?
Oh, like clarity and peace of mind. Like, yeah. Because I think with by gaining that clarity and peace of mind, it's going to answer a lot of their other questions of they're not going to feel overwhelmed, their passion's going to come back, they're going to be more present, they're going to feel like they can actually make, a schedule and schedule in time for themselves, so on and so forth. So I feel like that is the main thing.
Wait, repeat all that again. Like he went way really fast. They want like
Oh, sorry.
clarity and peace
Yeah,
of
by
mind. No,
having the clarity and peace of mind, it's going to answer a lot of the other questions. Naturally, the overwhelm will decrease. They're not going to be as stressed. Um, because they're feeling clear, they can make a schedule where they can actually create time for themselves. It's not just like overwhelmed, meetings everywhere, like trying to jump on a call, so on and so forth.
okay. You could literally just say something like, what they truly want is clarity and peace of mind. If you're okay, if you don't want to feel unclear anymore, and you finally want to be able to make time for the gym, and you finally want to make time for the gym, like you should be, try doing this today. Instead of spending instead of spending 60 minutes in your meetings, cut it down to 45 instead. That way, if you have 4 meetings in a day, you've immediately saved yourself an hour. And during those 15-minute time slots, just get up and start doing star jumps or just start getting active again. And watch how you start getting the effects of feeling fit and healthy and magically get the motivation to figuring out how you can make more time for things. That was a bit of
Mhm.
a weird example, but like I'm trying to piece something together. Um, Another one could be, let's try and think of a better one. Um, let's do one with clarity. If you're feeling overwhelmed by, if you're feeling overwhelmed and the work is just not clicking anymore, or if you're feeling overwhelmed and the work isn't clicking like it used to, it's because insert the reason. So why would that be, Summer? If someone's work isn't clicking like it used to, what would that reason be?
The old emotions are just taking over and they've just gained momentum. So it's just old stuff coming up to the surface. It can be stress and anxiety, anger and resentment they didn't know they're holding on to, old traumas. They've come
What
up to the surface.
about if I was feeling stuck and if I was feeling stuck in my business and
Mhm.
I couldn't quite put my finger on it, what would I guess that it would be? What would I think it is? Like what would be the language that I use to describe the thing that you just said?
Oh.
Because we need to talk to people that are aware of the problem.
I think like a business person's going to see it as their brain. It's like literally the clarity thing. Like my brain just, I can't see things how I used to be able to just know or figure things out. Like it's not, I haven't got the sharpness. I don't feel as quick as I used to. But I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for.
Yeah, no, that can work. So they're not feeling as sharp as they used to. What does that mean now? Like what is the thing that they're experiencing as a result of the lack of sharpness?
They can't get tasks done as fast.
Perfect.
Not
Let's
as,
stop there. That's great. That's a really good one. Okay. If you're struggling to get tasks done as fast, or if your work is slower, if you're getting work done slower than what you were doing before, it's
yeah.
because you're not as sharp as you once were.
Okay.
Okay? If you want to feel sharper, this is what you need to do. And then go into the steps of what it is that you help them with, right? Or you tell them what the what is. You need to make time for yourself again. You need to you need to be more present rather than having a million tabs open at once. Is that accurate, by the way? People have like loads of tabs open or something.
Hmm.
Yeah. You need to get present with one thing and only tackle that one thing rather than having a million tasks open. And you need to be able to breathe and get back into flow state like you used to be in. And
Nice.
if you're struggling to do those things, just start by going on a walk away from all your work. Just give them one
Okay.
little fix, right, in the content. And and then in your call to action, just have just have a call to action at the bottom. Like, sorry, have a call to action in your description that says something like um, DM help or DM present if you are something something.
Okay, cool.
That makes sense. So that's one thing. So here's what we can do instead. Like not instead. Here's how we can make this even clearer for ourselves. Is let's give ourselves a framework. So what is the like? Let's ask if we're to make content. What we can do is what is their symptom? The second question is what do oh not even what does that mean for them? How what does it how does okay what are they experiencing as a result of that symptom? The third one is what how they experiencing what are they experiencing as a result and what do they need to do to fix symptom? That's your framework or your questions you ask to make content. So, for example, what is the symptom that they're feeling? Um, give me another symptom. Like, what's another problem that they feel? They feel unsure about purpose. Okay,
Hmm.
unsure about purpose. Cool. As a result of this symptom to the problem, as a result of this symptom, what are they experiencing?
I feel like that's more of a mental thing. I don't even think it's going to show up in their business necessarily. Um,
Why not even be in the business, just in general? What are the things that
yeah.
are happening because of
I
that?
feel like, when you don't have purpose, it makes you feel quite ungrounded. So they're just feeling a bit like they can't com like they're not fully putting their energy into their work. They're not nothing's satisfying them when they're doing it because they don't know why they're doing it. Um, so think everything they're doing lacks meaning. Like if you don't have purpose and you've got the Cartier on, it doesn't mean much. When you've got purpose, the Cartier is nice. It it's not it doesn't define your worth, but it's nice there because you know that you've got a greater life has a greater meaning to the Cartier being there, if that makes sense.
Okay, well, we can just get rid of the business thing for a second, like because
Okay.
business owners, they're more than just their business, right?
Right.
Right? Like I like Summer, you're like you have the top 2% podcast in the world, but you're not just your podcast.
Yeah, true.
You're also someone's daughter. You know, one day you'll be someone's mother if you want to be, obviously. Like you go training, you go to the gym,
Yeah.
right? I'm sure you love to read. Um, you love meditating too,
Hmm.
and you love learning. Like there's so many dimensions to you. The podcast or the business is just one part of it,
Right.
right? So, like, what as a result of this symptom, their work lacks meaning, right? How is that showing up for them in their day-to-day life? Like, what is the thing that if we could just grab it, what would that be?
Oh, I don't even know.
Do they feel like they're just going round and round in a circle?
Yeah, you don't feel very secure. You don't feel very rooted in what you're doing because I'm trying to relate it to me. If I didn't feel like I had purpose, like everything I do has to have a purpose. When I'm reading, it's because I'm trying to grow, which means I can serve the world more with my podcast in clients and even like conversations with loved ones. If like even when I train, there's a purpose to that to keep my body strong, to feel good, to look good. There's so much more meaning behind that. So I feel like in everything you do, there has to be purpose to what you're doing, if that makes sense. It's got to fulfill a greater thing other than just the simple task at hand. So the business has to fulfill a greater mission or purpose, or that's like that can be literally just to feed your family, but it's fulfilling something greater just that other than I'm just trying to bring clients in, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Perfect. Okay. So the I like this. They don't feel secure in what they're doing anymore. Okay. Now let's go to the third question. What do they need to do to fix that thing? Don't tell me how they need to do it. Like don't tell me they need to meditate, they need to do these things. What do they need to do to fix it?
You need like a complete system reset, like your energy field, your mind needs completely cleaning so you have the clarity to then decide what is actually important to you. You have
Say
the
it
space.
in words, say it in words that they would understand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, the old belief systems are holding them back.
Okay. So they need to change. In fact, okay, so the fix is like they need to so what do they need to do? They need to
Work
get
on their old
rid
programming. Yeah.
or work on old programming. I like that. Also, forgive my spelling. I do not know how to spell programming. I think this is how you spell it.
Yeah, I think that's how I've wrote it.
Perfect. So they need to work on old programming. What does that look like? Put it into three steps. What does that look like?
Awareness.
Okay, so they first need to identify old
There's
beliefs.
a slight gap sometimes in identifying the belief and actually letting it go, but then I would say actually releasing the belief.
So in three steps, what would that look like? So if I need to work on my old programming, what would be the three steps? Very like high level overview. What would it be? For example, if you need to like if you want to get clients for your business, you need to run an Instagram ad, you need to have conversations, and you need to close sales goals. Those are the three things that must be true. Obviously, Summer and everyone on this call, when you're doing the thing, there's so many nuances to it. Correct?
Yeah.
So bird's eye level, like bird's eye view, like you're imagine you're an eagle up in the air and
Hmm.
you're looking down on this massive like field, right? What are the three things that must be true, very, very high level, in order to
Identify
change?
the belief, change the belief, and then live the new belief, like fulfill a new thing in that space. There's no point just getting rid of it and okay, and you need to like put something in its place and actually like for a big one is always like fear. We clear like so much of people's shit that we have to move is they're just scared and fear in loads of different ways. Fear of failure, fear of success, so on and so forth. But we can eradicate the fear, yes, but as a human, you still have to go and act and like jump on the opportunity, like start the business, do the investment, buy the property, whatever it may be. So actually, like creating a new pathway energetically and in your brain that you're capable and a better serving thought and belief.
That make sense? Does this do these three steps make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the piece of content you would make, right? If you don't feel secure in what you're doing anymore, it's because you're unsure about your purpose. And if you want to be sure about your purpose, you need to work on your old programming. The way you do that is by identifying your old beliefs. Give an example, right? So, what would be an example of an old belief? You have to work hard to make money. Cool,
Mm,
right?
yes.
You need to identify an old belief. Give example. So, do you think you need to work hard to make money? You then need to change the belief. Tell yourself you don't need to work hard. So, the example would be, in fact, the opposite of example. Okay. So you don't need to work hard. And then once you've told yourself that, you then need to replace the new. Wait. not replace it with new. Oh yeah, you then need to take the actions that the new belief is telling you to take. So if you don't, if you now know that you don't need to work hard to make money, what would that look like? You would have employees doing the boring stuff for you, right? Just give an example. So like,
Not try and fill every hour in the name of productivity. Like looking after yourself is also productive.
mm, perfect. I love that. So you'd say something like you don't fill yourself, you don't have to fill your calendar with work. You can give it to someone else, or you can give it to an AI agent, or you can build a system that does it for you. That would be your piece of content. That makes sense?
Yeah,
Okay. Should we do it again? Or
yeah.
or are you clear? Should we do it
I
again?
think
Perfect.
one more will be good.
Yeah, no, bro. Also, guys, if you get stuck with yourself doing this as well, just let me know and we'll do it together. Okay? I will do it as many times as we need to for you to like get
Just
used
a
to
quick
this.
question. You know, like last week,
Yeah.
we did like a similar thing and it was like kind of showing the lifestyle thing and we were saying like create content with like things that we already have that are
Mhm.
nice, right? To show that you can like I've managed to attract nice things and live that life. Where does that come in with this?
Yeah,
Or is
That's a
that
really good
like
question.
separate pieces of content? And then also on the back of that, you were like, because I was saying, oh, on Fridays I do like a donation, and you were like, just clip it as 1 second videos and post it and like serve more. Where does that come in? Is that like on a reel? Is that on a story? Because that isn't then really being like super consistent in the same messaging, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I wanted to
So,
check with you.
yeah, that's a really good question. So, that lifestyle stuff, you want to do that from a place of being fulfilled, which is something that these guys want.
Okay.
Okay, so for example, Alex Samosi made a video and he goes, yeah, like, bro, people told me that if I wanted to be fulfilled, like, I've got to give a lot away to charity. I gave $1 million to a children's hospital and I just felt $1 million poorer. That's it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Alex Samosi, he did the same thing, but he did it from a place of not being fulfilled, if that makes sense, by the thing.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do is like these people, you know that one of the things that these people want is to feel fulfilled, wherever that is.
Mm-hmm.
They even write that down. Have purpose, that's basically being fulfilled. So you like you want to do those things that these people want to do, but you want to do it from a place of being fulfilled. So like in the video, like you think, okay, what would a fulfilled person write here? They would write something like rich because I can give this away. Or like not even that, like rich because um or in fact, not even rich. Like these people already are rich. It would be fulfilled just because I can do these things. It's like you're changing their perspective on that same thing. They're doing it from a different place. Does that make sense?
Okay, so like when you were saying the Alex Hormozy thing, all I could think about is he doesn't feel fulfilled because he didn't actually do it. He just sent the money. I was that person. So like I already have like direct debits that go out every month, right? But I was like, I don't feel as fulfilled as I did when I was younger and serving and I was doing less. I wasn't giving as much. Why do I not? So I sat with it and I was like, oh shit, it's because I'm sending the money to, for example, one that I give every month is to a charity in Thailand. I'm not in Thailand right now. I'm not doing the groundwork. I'm just sending the money, right? So then I was like, okay, it's because before when I used to do it, I was hands on having to do the thing. So then I started implementing the Friday thing where I physically had to get the food, drop it off,
Mm,
see, do you know what I mean? So in that content, to make it of more value to the person I'm speaking to, would I explain
yep,
that the
exactly.
fulfillment comes from doing and actually I was the person sending the money and not getting the answers or not feeling the fulfillment? Why was I not getting the benefit? It wasn't until actually I realized I need to do like physically do it. And if they're rich, assuming that they're rich in like time as well, they can also make time to do that thing.
Exactly that. What you
Okay,
just
cool.
said is a piece of content,
Okay, perfect.
right? So it would
No, it's
be,
so because like last week you said it to me like on the call on Thursday. Friday I was like, I can record it, but I don't really know what I'm doing with it. So I was like, when I ask
mhm.
you again, I'll make the
Yeah.
content, but I didn't know where to go with it. Okay, cool. Perfect. And then how much like of a I don't know if it's like a percentage or out of 10, how much are you weaving lifestyle into this content in between? Because when I looked at like yours, you do it more on stories, over like posts, but do you think do all of this as like reels or
do it as much as the prospect needs, or as much as the old version of you needs. For example,
Okay.
I know the old version of me, they would love to see a guy with a turban on a private jet. I just know they would love to see it. Even though I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck about it right now, they would love to see it. So maybe one day I will do it,
Okay.
right? Just because I know that's a point they need to see in order for them to buy into the real truth and the real person that can actually help them, which is only me. Like I know only I can help this person because I've been in their shoes, right? So the real answer is like I can't give you the answer, you can give me the answer. So in my piece of content, like I remember like the place I was in before, I just needed hard strategy. Like I just needed to know what to do. So a lot of my content is a lot of strategy, right? And I will show more of the thing that they need, which is strategy. As I continue to get bigger and I look after my current self more and I have like more of like a cash reserve, for example, then I'll start doing the things to attract an even older version of me, which is someone who got impressed by the private jets and the watches and all that good stuff. That makes sense?
Okay.
So to answer your question, sorry, that's like a long-winded way of saying. To answer
No,
your
no, it's okay.
question, whatever the old person needs, old version of you needs, you just do more of that. So if they genuinely don't care about like G wagons and
I'm
stuff
trying
like
to
that,
think. I don't know. Maybe they. I mean, I guess there's going to
maybe
be
you say
some
it.
people that, yeah.
But again, we don't care about some people. We care about this specific person. So maybe you only show the G wagon if that helps them. If that helps them recognize that you're one of them.
I was about to say, I feel like it's not necessarily you can have this as well. It's more like,
I'm one of you
oh,
too.
I've also kind of got this thing. It happens to just be there, but it's a background thing, maybe.
Exactly. Like make keep it a background thing. If it's a thing, like you know how like bro, you know how like you can recognize a saying from a mile away? Like, oh, he's one of
I
me
love it.
because
Yeah.
he has a cut on or he's got a bug on or
Yeah.
something. Like treat it as that. Like it's like they can recognize you're one of them because you have a G wagon too. But it's not a thing where you're
I'm
hard
just, yeah,
flexing.
I think it's that, like weaving it in gently, because I'm just wary. There was a lady who brought my mom into one of her events, got her to speak there. So obviously by default, like I was at the event, I was following her, and everything was great. She was doing really well, and all of a sudden her messaging and wording really changed, but it became really like cunty. Like it wasn't nice.
Mhm.
I thought it was just maybe I'm being judgy, but I didn't think it was me. So then I mentioned it to my mom, and then our VA said it to us. Like she's not really like a. She'll just she mentioned it as like a business thing. Oh, her strategy's changed. What do you guys think of it? But it was very much like it came across, and that's why I'm hesitant. Like you know how you were saying last week, there's an inauthenticity of like you have nice things, but you're not using it. And I was like, because I don't want to come across as how people like that did, where she was like, I don't know, like I now have a pool and I don't have to. I have a chef. Like it just became, which in the from the right person worded in the right way would be encouraging, but it didn't feel that way. It started to become like you don't have this, but I do, and the only way you can get it is if you listen to what I'm saying. And I don't
But
want it to feel like
that's
that.
not relevant to you because these people already have those things.
Okay, true.
See what I mean?
But will
Like,
it look like, oh, does it look too performative, if that makes sense?
no, because I mean, the people who find it performative are not your ideal clients anyway.
Okay, true.
You see what I mean? Like, the
Yeah.
people who find it performative are the people that don't need your help, or they're the people who are so far gone that they think that you're performing and they
Right,
think
so then
everything's
that's
fake.
just gonna
Yeah,
like
it's
sieve
like
them out anyway.
exactly. Like, I'll give you an example. I had a guy DM me after like 6 months, and he told me like, "Oh, by the way, bro, like my business is doing good now anyway." He's probably making like 5K a month, like whatever, cool, good for you in it. And he was like, "Yeah, my business is good, doing good now anyway. Let me give you a word of advice. Instead of selling people on ads, like why don't you start like teaching? Why don't you start building out your own website so you don't have to get on sales calls and pitch them?" And it's like he's giving me advice that is like so left.
Right.
It's absurd, right? And it's like the only people that you're gonna upset are the people that were never gonna buy from you in the first place. They are so far gone that you can't even help them because they are just in a mud house, basically. You know,
Okay.
like you can't sell internet to someone who lives in a mud hut.
Because it's
You know, yeah, it's like, bro, you literally live in a house of shit. Like, what? Where am I gonna put the internet connection? Like, you don't even have a plug socket type of thing,
right.
right? So the only time and the only reason you're showing the nice things that you have is to show them that you are one of them too,
Okay.
in the background, super casually. So what that can look like genuinely, what a really authentic piece of content would be from you would be if you're like in your dad's car and you're like and your dad's driving you somewhere and you suddenly have a thought and you're like, oh my God, this is such a good video idea. If you were to switch on your camera then and there, and you were just to record the video then and there and post it, that would be 100% 10 out of 10 authenticity.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
what would be inauthentic? What would if you were to say like if you want to get in a car like this, you need to get clear on your like new identity. Like that would still be inauthentic, and that would be like a big no from me.
Okay.
You know, does that help or no?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So just incorporate it as a, I guess it's not performative if it's the life I'm living anyway. It's
Bro,
just kind of what I'm doing.
that's like me saying like I'm being performative because I got a bug on. Like, why don't I go back to wearing a do-rag? It's like,
Yeah.
bro, like do you know what I mean? It's like that's like it's like
That's so good. Why am I like downplaying that's the life anyway? Because I was thinking, I was like coming out the gym the other day, and I was like, oh, I had like a video idea, I made it, and I posted it on my story, and I was like, that to the right client is the right person. Oh, she's just gone to the gym in the middle of the day, so she's kind of doing it. So okay, let me, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay,
yeah,
that felt like a natural progressive step. So I feel like it's just building up. But okay,
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Nice.
Like literally, like that is the like if that's the thing. Like if you go to it, like let's say you go to David Lloyd's, right, and you go to a nice gym, it won't be inauthentic for you to make a video on the treadmill because these people want to make time for the gym. And if they were to go to a gym, it wouldn't be Pure Gym. It would probably be David Lloyd's, right? So if you're doing the thing that they really want to do and you're authentically making a video whilst you're on the treadmill and you're walking and you're saying like, man, I used to be so busy in the business that I just couldn't make time for the gym. And the only thing that like the reason it changed was because I changed. I I radically started valuing my own health over my wealth. And that
Yeah,
made me feel more fulfilled. It made me feel like um it made me feel passionate again and I fell back in love with my work. But
yeah,
that's not going to happen until you make the decision to change yourself first. So here's
right.
exactly what I want you to do. I want you to ruthlessly evaluate all of the things that are sucking up your time during the day and decide what are the things that actually need you and what are the things that you can outsource. And the things that you can outsource, outsource them right away. And with that new time, feed back in and nourish yourself first by going to the gym
Yeah.
from like
Yeah,
video
because
notes.
by doing that, you're gonna feel good, so you can attract better anyway. So it's actually smarter for your business.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, like I posted a TikTok, right? And on the TikTok, it was like I was on the plane and I was flying back from a retreat with all these other business owners. And by the way, these business owners were like a decade older than me. They were all making like 100K plus per month. Well, no, they're not all of them. They were making between like 10 to 250K a month, between that range, right? Or more than that actually. And I was like sat there in the plane and I started crying. And I was like, wow, like I am literally living my dream life. Like I would have killed, like genuinely killed to be in this, like in that room. And I was and, like, I instantly got my TikTok up. I was like, I like made a video of like me like wiping my tear away. And like the things like the thing I said on the screen, the B-roll thing was, I got so caught up in trying to make 100K a month, I didn't realize the dream I was living in right now because
Right.
that was my genuine like thought and emotion there. Like the wrong person will look at that and be like, "This guy's such a fucking dick." Like, what do you mean 100K a month? What do you mean living your dream life, right? The right person would be like, "Wow, I am also living my dream life. Like, I'm with my
I
family."
saw that TikTok, by the way, and I instantly was like, damn, I'm living my dream life too. So you spoke to the right person.
Exactly. And like I was authentic, like that was me being authentic.
Right,
Like I was on a flight. I was like, also, by the way, Virgin Atlantic is so good. I did not know how good that airline was, right?
right.
I was on this airline. I was like, bro, this is not Ryanair. This is like a good air. Like this is a sick airline, bro. I should pay a couple hundred more to get on this airline instead,
Yeah.
right? Like I was like on this airline and I was like, I literally just got back from living in like in a 2 million, like $1.7 million mansion with private chefs. Like it was genuine luxury. I was like, whoa, this is so good, right? And then I felt that and I was like, why am I not speaking this, like this is real and this is true right now. Like my real life is like I have private chefs. I'm in million-dollar homes. I'm in like multi-billion dollar homes. I'm eating food so good that like people will go to five-star restaurants and still won't be able to experience what I experience there. It is like
Right.
another level of like dream, if you will. And I was living the
Yeah.
dream, right? And what was authentic in the moment was me just saying that. And it was me
Okay.
with my like Tia and like Summer, you are my ideal client. And what's happened? You're magically on one of my group calls, and I'm like magically serving you and trying to help you out. It's like, wow, my dream has come true again. You see what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay, perfect. So, okay, just quickly on the back of that, I've got like loads of stuff from when I was traveling, but I wasn't making content like this, where I was living, like doing a similar kind of thing to you, where it's like very much dream lifestyle stuff, where I would be speaking to the ideal client. Can I like weave that into what I'm doing? Or does it sound too wrong if I'm like, I've stayed at like the nicest hotels, and yet it wasn't until I dealt with this, this, and this that I actually enjoyed it and whatever? Or do I wait until I'm
As
back
long
in those
as
environments to,
as long as what you're saying will directly help your ideal client and your ideal
okay,
client, then just do it.
right.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Like before you join, I was speaking to Teo today, and he made a really good piece of content. Like he showed, like in that piece of content, he showed his faith.
Mm,
He showed himself getting baptized, and he genuinely gave his thoughts.
right,
Right? Was it perfect? Of course not. Nothing is perfect ever. Right? But did it move his ideal client closer to what he wants him to do? Yeah, it did.
right.
So, like, of course, like I can make a piece of content talking about how good that thing was. But can it be better if I was actually in the environment? Absolutely. But you don't want to wait for perfect conditions to start. That makes sense?
Yeah.
The
I wish I
perfect
had like
condition
done
is
this with
starting.
you in like November because I was away in December. I would have had so much good shit now to post, but it's fine.
No, it's okay. It's fine. You all in due time. But now you're aware of it, and now you know like, oh, when you have that moment, you can like capitalize on it even more. And like, you just think of it as this: like, now that you have this like knowledge or whatever you want to call it, when you're back in that moment of abundance, you now have automatically unlocked a new perspective or unlocked a new way of experiencing more abundance that's coming in.
Right.
So
Okay,
I mean,
cool. Yeah, perfect.
and that's
Okay.
something old you can't have done.
Yeah, true.
That makes sense. So yeah, does that help?
Oh, hugely.
Yeah, perfect. So this table, like the everything on the right is what they want. Everything on the left is what they're currently experiencing. And when
Hmm.
it comes to making your content, right? Ultimately, you want to be known as giving them this. That's what you want to be known
Clarity.
as. Yeah. This is what you do for them. I give so like your entire business can be this. I give um I give high level business owners clarity and peace. I give high level business owners clarity and peace of mind. Um, or in fact, I give high level business owners, or I give overwhelmed business owners clarity and peace of mind using pranic healing. There we go. Let's let like just an example. That would be your like that would be your thing. Like that is what you do.
Okay, I've got my new bio now. Thanks.
I got you. I give overwhelmed business owners I give overwhelmed business owners clarity and peace of mind using pranic healing.
Okay.
That's it. And then the next line of your bio can be, I don't know, 33 business owners healed, and then whatever outcome there would be. Um, yeah, just whatever. And then the next line can be, um, click the free training to get rid of the blocks in your life or something. I don't know.
I'm doing it now. Thank you.
That's okay. Okay. And then once you have that, like that's like if your piece of content is not feeding into that bio, it's not a good
Hmm.
piece of content to have on your page, right? And if you want to make a piece of content, these are the questions you ask. You ask, what is their symptom? So, what is the thing that they're experiencing, the problem that they're experiencing? Not the problem, the symptom of the problem. What is the symptom, right? What are they experiencing as a result of that symptom? Like, what is the thing that they can see? And what do they need to do to fix the symptom? A high level
That
point of view.
those like three questions, chef's kiss, by the way. Brilliant.
Thanks. I've been doing this for a while, right? These are the only three questions you need to make any piece of content
Yeah,
ever.
no, you've just broke it down like all week where I've been like crashing out. I can't
Yeah.
figure this out. You've just answered it in three questions. I just go back to that and then refer to the bio or to the, ideal client, um, and make sure it just kind of fits that and that I'm speaking to them.
hmm Exactly.
Awesome.
You know you have a good piece of content if it aligns with your bio, if it feeds into the right hand side of this table, it directly speaks to the old version of them. And then the last thing is it answers all three of these questions. Those four things. Does the bio agree with this? Does does it help them become the right hand side of this table? Does it speak directly to the old version? And fourth, are all of these questions answered? If so, good piece of content. Let's get it out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then what will happen is over time, this will just happen on autopilot. Like, okay, like this is a good piece. Like you'll just intuitively
Know
know
which
good content, bad content. But having it like mechanically systematized, like broken down to steps is mega, mega helpful. And everyone on this call, I hope you were listening. You need to do this exact exercise with yourself. And if you're offering content or marketing for your clients, you need to be able to do this with them too. Okay. In a MedLab, I know you're a B2B offer, like you work with accountants. Yours wouldn't be so like touchy-feely, for example. Yours would be something like, what is their current problem? They don't have leads, they're relying on referrals. What is the ideal version of them? They have leads, they don't need to rely on referrals, and they have a system where they click a button and they get new clients coming in. For a
Yeah, that's
fitness
what I
offer,
got down. Yeah.
yeah. For a fitness offer, so Teo and Jeffrey, I mean, no, for you guys, you would be a little bit more in the I don't want to say it's woo woo because it's true, but you'd be more into the woo. Like you'd be more transformation of identity, and fitness would be a part of it. So how are they feeling now? Do they feel stuck? Do they feel anxious? Are they unable to capitalize on opportunities that they know are right in front of their face? Do they feel scared to ask for what they want? Stuff like that. And how can you show that to be true in the right hand side of your tables? You keep going down, you write that down. If you could say in one sentence, what is the one thing that they want, what would that be? And then just answer the same questions. What is the symptom of the problem? For example, um, they feel insecure. They feel too insecure to put on that dress again. What is the experience? So, what are they experiencing as a result of that symptom? They're experiencing anxiety. What do they need to do to fix the symptom? They need to stop feeling sorry for themselves. They need to stand up and they need to act. They need to actually get moving again. So, what your piece of content would look like is step number one, which is question number two. If you're feeling anxious because question number one answer, you can't fit in that dress anymore, you need to stop feeling sorry for yourself, get up, start making time to go to the gym, and step number three, start working on it consistently on a long enough time frame so that you can get back in that dress. And if you want help doing this, comment the word help and I'll send you over a DM. Done.